Welcome into Automotive Insiders. I'm your host, Jason Stein. Great to have you back listening again with us on this platform. In a world where suppliers are navigating what many now call a perma-crisis, from supplier chain volatility and inflation to rapid EV transformation and relentless cost pressure, there's a need for smarter, faster, and more connected decision making. Yet too many organizations still rely on fragmented systems, outdated tools, and manual workflows that slow them down. Tohoom is redefining supplier commercial intelligence with a single digital platform designed to automate core business process, unlock real-time collaboration across teams, and deliver analytics that turn complexity into clarity. Today, we explore how suppliers can break down silos, increase agility, and build the resilient operational foundation required to thrive in this next era of mobility. Joining me are Tohoom CEO Bucky Strong and CTO Zachary Strong, who will share the lessons they've learned from working alongside suppliers, as well as the change management challenges that must be overcome, and how digital intelligence will guide the shift from reactive moves to predictive, value-driven decisions. What does the future look like when suppliers have the right insights in the right moment to win? Today we find out. Live from the MEMA Annual Conference, this is Automotive Insiders.
Well, we're here at the MEMA Original Equipment Suppliers Annual Conference in Detroit. I'm joined by Bucky and Zach. Thank you, gentlemen, for being my leadoff hitters on Automotive Insiders Live, if you will.
Thank you.
For having us. Straight from Tampa, Florida.
That's
to
right.
Detroit, Michigan. This event is bringing together the top automotive minds, leaders, OEM executives, analysts, and it's going to center on, I think, most of today, solving pain points that are in the supply chain. There's record registrations here over the course of the next day and a half, record attendance. And the two of you are at the center of solving some pain points, really, as it relates to Tohoom and digitizing supplier intelligence. Let's start off with what supplier pain points does Tohoom set out to solve, Bucky?
Excellent, thanks. Well, when you really look at like the operations of how these auto suppliers are performing across different functions, they have a lot of challenges. They typically have disparate systems, often in Excel, difficulty bringing that information together. If they try to do planning, usually they can only do it once a year, and it's a very difficult and long process. So if you look at Tohoom, what we've tried to do is help our auto suppliers manage their commercial relations with the OEMs or their tier suppliers. And it's been very valuable to them in a number of different ways. We help them with long-range planning. We help them with pursuit management, quoting. When they have commercial issues that are rolling up from multiple plants, our solution helps them there so that they can manage that part of their commercial relations. And so we spend a lot of time with them, helping them manage their commercial relations. It has a lot of impacts on the business. They typically find significant efficiency gains across their sales organizations, and that increases collaboration as well across functions. That collaboration in itself drives this amazing corporate agility. So obviously the auto suppliers are constantly faced with new problems, and when they have our system in place, now they can react to those in real time because it's a real-time global enterprise system. And lastly, as they're using all of these capabilities together across quoting, what they find is now as they're trying to make asset investment decisions, they have the best information and they're making the best asset information, which programs to choose to go after and so on. The ability to have improved asset decision making in itself pays for our software, many times over.
There's a nice line that I've heard about Tohoom, which is creating a single source of truth for commercial intelligence. I think that's as succinct and as accurate as can possibly be, right?
Yeah, and it's very difficult to do without a system like ours, because when they're looking at like an individual contact from GM in our system, there's just one globally. So everybody knows who's working with that person. So this kind of single source of truth from an enterprise perspective globally, in the language that the different parts of the global organization are using, in the currencies that they're collecting or viewing, right? That's extremely important to all of the auto suppliers.
Zach, how does Tohoom's approach digitally optimize supplier operations?
Yeah, I think the The biggest benefit is really improving corporate agility. To your point, the market is changing so fast, so often, in so many ways. It's so hard to predict the future, but these companies really need to be able to react quite fast, right? A lot of these companies we've worked with, they used to do budget planning once a year, right? With the market changing so much, by the time you're looking at your plan, right, it's changed 4 or 5 different times. So the biggest thing we've found is really increasing that corporate agility, right? Getting more strategic insights on your business in a more real-time basis, right? Looking at that monthly, weekly, daily, rather than once a year, right? And then also driving operational efficiency, right? With your sales teams. We've met sales teams where account managers are spending over 50% of their time just managing Excel spreadsheets, right?
Wow.
Better use of that time is going, talking to the customer, learning about new programs, helping them with their business, right? So we spend a lot of time giving time back to the sales and finance teams, spending less time on data, more time with their customer. And then to your point, the single source of truth, more collaboration. Some of these global organizations, right? If you're all working with Volkswagen, you need to know how the different divisions and business units are working with Volkswagen, who's talking to who, what's the current state of your business across the organization. So it really comes down to more strategic insights for the executive team, better operational efficiency for the sales teams, and more collaboration globally and across the functions.
Real-time insights driving data-based commercial decisions.
Exactly.
Primarily. Okay. Bucky, back to you. What lessons has Tohoom learned from working with suppliers that maybe others who are listening to this, watching this, can understand?
Sure. Well, one of the great things for auto suppliers is our solution is only for auto suppliers, right? So
Yep.
when we work with our customers effectively, you get this situation where best practices are emerging inside of our software. And so all of our customers gain value from the fact that they can now do long range planning faster, more accurately in a single system. They can compare that information to what the previous year's budget, and our system automatically will show what are the variances by any number of factors, including your manufacturing facilities, customer, across different years. So significant best practices when it comes to planning. We have all of your sort of pursuit management in our software. So now for the first time, auto suppliers almost have like their own CRM system.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge for the auto supplier is Salesforce out of the box doesn't work, right? Because it's built for companies who aren't auto suppliers. All of these solutions like a CPQ solution for quoting doesn't work out of the box because it's not built for auto suppliers. All of our solutions are. So when you start looking at our quoting solution, it's built just for auto suppliers. It does it the way they need to across all of these different functions. Same thing with CRM, same thing with our pursuit management. And then the commercial issues is a great one. All of our suppliers are seeing that as like a best practice because the challenge is a lot of commercial issues originate from the plant, right? If we go back to the inflationary pressures, you would capture energy at the plant. How do you roll that up to Ford? You have many plants at a auto supplier, and they all are looking at that customer differently. And in our software, there's one Ford, right? So when they roll up that information, they can now have one discussion with Ford. So it's been great for our customers because you almost have like these best practices built into the software across all of the capabilities we help them use.
Zach, we look to the future. What's next for supplier intelligence and maybe even just digital collaboration? And maybe tell us how suppliers can move from reactive to predictive.
Absolutely. I think the future that everyone's been talking about lately is, of course, all around artificial intelligence, right? We have some pilots going on with our existing customers around both generative and agentic AI. So we're really doubling down on the speed to insight, improving operational efficiency, right? So you can kind of think, right now everyone's using ChatGPT in a more consumer context using internet data, right? It's very hard right now to find that in a more enterprise, kind of using your own company's data. So what we're moving to do is, wouldn't it be nice if you could have a ChatGPT experience with your sales planning data, quickly ask it, what's all of our business on the Ford F-150, pulls up all the programs, contacts, information that you've been working on. So just quicker insights with generative AI, but then also enabling agentic AI to perform some of these actions for you as you're a sales team, having it maintain some of the data in the system for you, make it quicker for you to spend more time with your customers rather than managing the database, right? And that'll help collaboration across these customers using these artificial intelligence just to get the insights faster from this global database, single source of truth, but then also kind of have it perform these actions in real time.
Kind of an evolving roadmap, don't you?
Exactly.
Right.
So we have this evolving roadmap with artificial intelligence, but then there's more to come around RFQ management, tracking some of the approvals and business case around that, engineering resource planning. So we're always listening to our customers, what's their big pain points, and then we work with them with whatever their pain point is at that time to help alleviate it.
Final thing, what do you hope to get out of this event?
Yeah, so we love working with MEMA. I just joined the Emerging Leadership Council for MEMA.
Great.
So
Awesome.
we love to get to see our customers here. I think the biggest thing for us is listening to what are your pain points right now in the market, right? All of our product development is driven off what is their pain point, right? We want to hear what's happening in the industry right now. So we hear that from our existing customers, others in the industry, right? These are speakers,
Sure.
all those, yeah.
Sure. Bucky, final word?
Well, it's great to be here with MEMA because we get to see our customers, which is fantastic, and meet new folks along the way. I think it's exciting for us at Tohoom to see how happy our customers are when they use our software, to see just these pure efficiency gains that the individual contributor gets and the corporate agility that the executives get. So it's a very exciting time for us.
Bucky Strong, Zach Strong, thank you so much. Appreciate you being on Automotive Insiders.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's another program for this week. Thanks to my guests, CEO Bucky Strong and CTO Zachary Strong from Tohoom. My name is Jason Stein. Thanks for joining us on this platform. We look forward to seeing you again next time.